If you've been told your labs are normal, but you don't feel well, this episode is for you. Because one size fits all care doesn't always work. And managing symptoms isn't the same as understanding what your body actually needs. Today, we're unpacking why so many women feel dismissed by standard care, what patterns keep getting missed, and why choosing a different approach isn't radical, it's informed. If you've followed the advice and still feel stuck, stay with me. This conversation may help things click in a whole new way. Welcome to Faith Over Pharma, the podcast for women who want a different way to heal. I'm Susan Gladstein, holistic health practitioner and functional nutrition specialist, and here we explore faith-led, holistic approaches to hormones, energy, and symptoms that just keep getting brushed off. If that's you, you're in the right place. If you're craving real rest, clarity, and space to support your health without pressure, the Rooted Reset Retreat, July 27th through August 1st in Costa Rica, may be exactly what you've been looking for. This is a faith-led, immersive experience for women who are ready to step out of symptom management, slow down, and finally listen to what their body has been asking for. You can learn more at rootedresetretreat.com. There's a moment many women reach that's hard to explain. You're not in crisis. You're not ignoring your health. You've done what you were told, but something still isn't right. Your labs are normal. Your symptoms are brushed off. And the plan is usually some version of, well, let's wait and see, or here, try this. And quietly, without making a big announcement, a lot of women start thinking there has to be another way. That's what we're talking about today. It's not because medicine is bad. It's not because you should reject everything that you've ever been told, but because one size fits all healthcare isn't working. And more of us women are finally willing to say it out loud. The pattern I keep seeing over and over in my work is I talk to women every week who sound remarkably similar. Different ages, different diagnosis, different life stages, but the same story. They're exhausted, but not sick enough. They're foggy, but they're still functioning. They're inflamed, hormonal, uncomfortable, and frustrated, but just told maybe it's stress or your age or something that they just need to manage. And eventually, they say some version of this. I don't want another prescription. I don't want to be told to wait it out. I want to understand what's actually going on. It's not really rebellion. It's actually discernment. And it's becoming more common for reason. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Most systems are designed for efficiency, not individuality. They're built to move quickly, treat averages, reduce liability, manage symptoms, but they're not built to really slow down, to connect the dots, to account for your hormones, your stress, cycles, trauma, life load, or even ask better questions when your labs look fine, but the woman doesn't feel fine. Our bodies are so dynamic. Our hormones shift daily. Our stress shows up physically, and life stages matter. And yet, the care model often just stays static. So women adapt. They push through. They normalize feeling bad until one day they just don't want to anymore. I know this because I've been there. Even when I had my latest baby 9 months ago, I was in the hospital. I hadn't eaten. I had a C-section. My baby and I were pretty drugged up, and his blood sugar was 2 points lower than they wanted to see. And hospital protocol says pump him full of glucose or take him to the NICU or give donor milk. And while they tried to tell me they were very breastfeeding friendly, the timing of everything all hinged on the fact that we needed to feed right then, right there, or he was going to have some kind of lifelong issues. Never mind that I hadn't eaten for 24 hours. And when we brought that up to the doctor who was overseeing, the pediatrician, his response was, well, you're getting everything that you need from your IV. Excuse me, your IV has no real nutrients in it. There's minerals, yes, but no real nutrients. And so, of course, we sort of fought the system, as it were, and their protocols, had to sign a whole release form saying that we understood that we were putting our child's life in danger by doing so. And of course, as soon as I ate something and we were not as drugged up, my baby fed and his blood sugar was incredible. But the thing that was so frustrating about that process is that it was not based on biology or how bodies work or how hormones work when you're breastfeeding. It was based off of a timing and a protocol to rush people in, to rush people out. You need to feed in 5 minutes or else. It was heartbreaking, but also what led me to changing the focus of this podcast, because we are told this is all there is and we just need to go for it. And that part to me is really frustrating. So one of the reasons I'm so confident in saying that one size fits all care isn't working is because I've really had the chance to slow down and really look across hundreds of women, even my own life, and it's happening. Inside my Rooted Reset health audit, I'm not just looking at labs or symptoms in isolation, which is what the standard of care in mainstream medicine does. I'm really looking for patterns, and I see it over and over and over again. Not one hormone is, broken, or you're not missing one supplement. It's usually a combination of things that have been ignored for years. Blood sugar that's been unstable for so long that your body is stuck in survival mode. Stress that's really never had a chance to come down. And even though what's so crazy is you'll ask somebody about their stress levels, they'll tell me they're not stressed. I look at their labs and their body is telling me something otherwise. So often in this modern world we live in, this fallen world, stress is just part of our day-to-day. And while God created our bodies incredibly to withstand all that's thrown at us, it becomes our norm. So we actually have no idea how it is impacting our health until it gets burned out, which can take some time. And I often find that inflammation is normalized. Our detox pathways are overwhelmed. I see that over and over and over again. And our nervous systems, maybe they haven't felt safe enough to actually heal. So you're just spinning your wheels because you're not getting to the root cause. Mainstream medicine loves to throw Band-Aids over symptoms just to help you feel more comfortable. But unfortunately, part of healing can be uncomfortable. And a lot of us don't want to feel through that. But what's striking is this. Most of these women have already done a lot. They're not lazy, they're not careless, they're not even starting from zero. They've just never had someone to really look at the whole picture at once and to explain what even matters now. And that's why symptom by symptom care falls short. It truly misses the order of operations. And healing isn't about doing everything. It's about doing the right things in the right order and at the right pace. And I want to be really clear here. Most of the women listening to this, aren't anti-doctor or anti-medicine. I'm certainly not. They're probably not even trying to do something extreme. They're just tired of being rushed. They're tired of being told symptoms are normal when they don't even feel livable. They're tired of decisions being made for them instead of with them. They're tired of being managed instead of supported. And that's not a rejection of care. It's a desire for better care. In fact, I was just hearing about someone who was told that her lack of her period for 7 years was just her going into menopause. Turns out she had a tumor on her pituitary gland that was impacting her hormones. So, and she had a surgery and all the things. She's recovering well now, but for 7 years, this was completely overlooked. And I probably would say that I attribute that to a lack of looking at it from a holistic or functional lens, because somebody who would be looking at that would have figured out that her hormones were causing that issue and not just, oh, well, you must be in menopause. And one of the reasons why I talk so much about supporting the body instead of forcing outcomes is because I've seen what happens when we stop chasing symptoms and start supporting how the body actually heals. And that's why I use and often recommend tools like phototherapy patches, specifically the X39 patch from LifeWave. I want to be clear, it's not a supplement, it's a hormone, a stimulant. It doesn't add anything to the body. X39 works through a process called photobiomodulation. It's essentially using specific wavelengths of light to signal to the body to do what it was designed to do, probably more efficiently than what you've been used to. And what makes X39 unique is that it's scientifically proven and designed to stimulate the body's own production of GHKCU, copper peptide, which if you Google it, copper peptide, GHKCU, plays a role in cellular repair and regeneration, inflammation regulation, tissue healing, even stem cell activation, and just overall recovery signaling. In simple terms, instead of overriding the system, it actually nudges the body's communication pathways back online. And that matters especially for us women because so many of the issues that we're dealing with aren't caused by one missing hormone or nutrient. They're caused by a body that's been stuck in stress mode for far too long. When inflammation is high, blood sugar is unstable, and the nervous system never fully comes down, your healing signals get drowned out. What I've seen both personally and in my clients is that when the body feels safer, recovery improves, sleep improves, inflammation softens, resilience goes up. And it's not because we forced all the symptoms to just go away, but because we supported the environment that the body needs to heal. That's truly the distinction. If you're curious about these tools that actually work with your body instead of against it, go to susangladstein.com/phototherapy and learn what it looks like to move out of one-size-fits-all care and into individualized support. And I get it. It's hard to walk away from the one-size-fits-all care model that we've all been taught over the years. But what I want to encourage you is that this is really opting into asking better questions, understanding your own patterns, supporting your body instead of overriding it, slowing down instead of escalating, and truly faith being part of the conversation, not something that's kept separate, which is typical of mainstream. And I'm guessing that since you're here, you want care that considers the whole picture. It respects timing and season. It doesn't panic at every symptom. It doesn't rush to fix what just might need some support instead. It's a very different posture, and it does require some discernment. And I think part of why this conversation is growing is because women are stretched thin. They're carrying families, businesses, callings, responsibilities. They don't have time for care that doesn't actually get to the root. And they're smart enough to notice when something isn't working. So instead of getting louder or more extreme, many women are getting quieter and more intentional. They're choosing fewer inputs, more understanding, slower healing to actually heal, deeper support. That's not giving up. It's wisdom. So if you've been in that in-between space, not sick enough to panic, not well enough to ignore, I want you to know that there's hope. You're paying attention and you're not wrong for wanting things a different way. And if you're ready for support that looks at the whole picture and helps you understand what actually matters now, you can find your next steps at susangladstein.com. And I want to close with this because I see so many people who want to do things differently, but it's new to go a holistic route, or maybe they don't see the value of that, or insurance doesn't cover it, so they don't want to use it. On this episode, I won't go down the rabbit hole of how insurance is a total scam to keep you sick. But if you really, truly want to find health, to get better answers than what you're getting, the holistic space is the way to go. And obviously you know that, or you wouldn't be here listening.
Thanks for listening to Faith Over Pharma. If this helped cut through the noise, share it with a friend who always asks, do you think this actually works? And if you're ready to go deeper through immersive retreats, phototherapy, or the Rooted Reset, you'll find your next steps at susangladstein.com.
Thanks for listening.